What is up, Wikimaniacs? On today's episode, we have a girlfriend who manipulates her boyfriend. An OP destroys a bunch of lawn chairs. A good Christian gets called out. A wife gets her husband bullied. Another wife wants to hold her husband's hand during childbirth. And a husband controls how much food his wife gets. For the Patreon exclusive stories, we have a boyfriend who breaks up with his girlfriend for reasons that will shock you. And a husband who went back on his agreement. If those sound interesting to you and you want day early and ad-free episodes, head on over to patreon.com/Cultivate Podcast Network, or you can sign up for our YouTube membership on our YouTube channel. Just hit join button. Edit on Wiki starts now. What is up, Wikimaniacs? It's your boy Josh here for another Am I the Asshole Friday. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Let the algorithm know you love us and pushes it to more people. So appreciate that. Do it. I'm, of course, joined with my now full-time co-host, John Consignato. What's up, buddy?
Hello. Hi, everybody. I'm back, bitches.
He's back this week.
Yeah.
You missed, John, I know you haven't listened to the most recent episode because I just edited it before we came on and uploaded it. But last Friday was like the perfect John episode. I crafted it for you and you weren't there.
Motherfucker.
And
Why?
I was so sad. You're going to listen to it and be like, fuck.
Damn it. Did it involve racist? Did it involve food?
No, it involved jerking off. Actually, it might have involved food a couple times, but it involved jerking off in front of a camera.
Okay.
Which I think you would appreciate. Slapping a teenager.
Okay.
And the Patreon story, which was a friend making fun of her obese friend, which you would have gone off on.
Okay. Guess I came in the wrong episode. God damn it.
Yeah. Well, this one's also good for you, John. You'll appreciate this one.
Let's do it.
Let's hop into the first one here. Posted by then lower score commission 6772. And the title for this one is, Am I the Asshole for Thinking My Girlfriend Manipulated Me into Getting Her Pregnant?
Uh-oh. What do you mean by that?
Poking condoms? Or what are we doing?
Poking condoms? Like, did they say that they were on the pill, but they really weren't? Stealthing? That stealthing was the word?
I think so.
Okay. Maybe.
But even then, if you really don't want kids, condoms.
That too. Or get the little snippy snip.
Or, well, I mean, yeah, it really depends on how old they are. But
we'll see.
Or if that's an option. But yeah.
It was like, I'm 16 years old.
Oh, God. I hope not.
Let's be cynical. I'm saying not the asshole this time. Maybe the girlfriend is evil.
Okay. So I'm so shaken up, I can't even type right now. This is a throwaway account because I can't let her find this. My 25 male girlfriend, 21 female, Miranda, and I have been together for 2 years.
Sean will have you read the Miranda rights because that sounds illegal. Illegal.
Yeah, I mean, it's 4 years. It's not terrible, but it's
against the Sean rule.
It's the Sean rule.
I'm defending the guy that's not here today.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're good, my brother.
I hope so too. We live together and honestly have a pretty solid relationship. I plan on marrying her soon and proposing. We talk about that and our future all the time. Key word here, future.
Okay.
Right now, as far as contraceptions, we stopped using condoms a while ago and I now pull out.
Oh. Well, you done fucked up there.
Yeah, you fucked up, Aaron. Sometimes when we have a small argument or we don't see each other for a few days, it'll be so good I finish in her. But it's always on her safe days, a bit before her period comes.
No. When did you come to that conclusion, you idiot?
As soon as he was done.
Oh, yeah.
This is not super often, and I've only ever fully finished in her like 4 times. I do a good job at pulling out, and I thought the odds were honestly kind of low, because so many people try to have children and can't. So it's not super easy. Which I gotta say, if you finished in her 4 times, you are not good at pulling out, dude. What is your success rate here? Like 90%? That's crazy. Online said there was a 1% chance. So we took the risk. She asks, though, in the heat of the moment, and if anything happened by accident, I'd be okay with it. But I don't want to try right now, ideally. Which, buddy, this is a road towards pregnancy.
Yes.
So if you don't want to, change it. So last month, we had a really romantic day. So we ended it, passionately. We fist bumped that? That's,
I guess until we hear what's next.
I mean, he's an idiot, but that's the.
He still got some.
Yeah. She told me she wants me to finish in her. I asked her if it was safe, and she said she thinks so. So I did it and wanted to. She looked on her period app and said it had a low chance. So I didn't think I didn't worry about it and went on about the weeks. I didn't think to check her app myself. She was 9 to 8 days before her period was due. She usually has a 27 to 29 day cycle, she told me when I asked one day. So on Tuesday this week, she told me that she was pregnant. I was honestly kind of shocked because we did that a few other times around the same time and nothing happened.
Yeah, you dumbass. What the fuck? Boy.
It's called statistics, idiot. So I was suspicious and asked her if she manipulated me into finishing in her on a secret fertile day. She seemed shocked and offended and thought I wouldn't ask a question or anything. I always pull out otherwise. Am I the asshole?
You're kind of an idiot.
You're a dumb asshole.
You're a dumb asshole at this point. Like, my guy. You're the one that's shooting bullets, you know what I mean? So you're the one that has the gun for it. So make sure the safety is on. By safety, meaning you got to put a condom on. If you're so adamant about you're not ready to be a father at this point, it is your responsibility at the end of the day. The temptation is there of you, giving her the good old cream pie if that's the shit that you like, by all means. But you're going to have to take responsibility for, the decision that you make. Multiple times. And don't equate it to where you're saying that, well, other people have done it and they didn't get pregnant. Or why are you going to trust a fucking app to tell you that, that can happen? It's a natural thing. If you nut on someone, if you nut on your partner, chances are they can get pregnant. So your partner is going to be the one that's going to be bearing the child. Your only responsibility at that point is making sure your tool is covered, buddy. Put the safety on. You might not like it, but you're not ready to have a kid. Put the condom on. So I don't think your girlfriend manipulated you into anything. You probably were at the heat of the moment. It was passionate. Again, we fist bumped you for that, but you made a decision as an adult. You better live with those actions or the decision that you made.
Yeah. And I mean, she even asked you, regardless of if it was in the heat of the moment or not, if you'd be okay if anything happened, and you said you would.
Yes.
So this is like a conscious effort that you're making to, complete the action inside her.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand where you got the 1% chance this would it result in pregnancy. That cannot be the study.
No.
I imagine you picked through Google search results until you found one that said 1%, because there is absolutely no way that finishing in her 4 times is 1% chance of pregnancy, especially when you're both very young. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The chances go down when you get older, for sure. But you're both she's 21. You're both very young people, so the chances are probably higher on any statistic that you look at. So, you're an idiot and you're an asshole for accusing her of manipulating you when you just can't take responsibility for your actions.
That part, but I don't know. I get it. It might not feel as good as it is, raw dogging it. But at the same time, bro, if you're not ready, just do the fucking simple thing. Wrap your shit.
Or if there's no or. That's it.
That's it.
I was gonna say, or just take responsibility for your action. But you said if you don't want to, then just wrap it. Reddit deemed asshole. It was actually cross-posted on r/am I the devil. And administration low 960 said, "You're the asshole. Such a stupid, foolish asshole. You willingly engaged in unprotected sex. Now you are Pikachu face. That biology worked like it was supposed to, and your girlfriend is pregnant. Shocker. Anytime you have intercourse, there is a risk of pregnancy. That risk increases exponentially when the sex is unprotected."
Bro,
Exactly.
you can get pregnant from pre-cum. Imagine
Yes.
you doing a full Blastoise on her, bro. Like, are you serious? Are you
That
serious
being
right now?
Shocked that she got pregnant is crazy
Yes.
to me. Oh man, I just truly don't understand if this is like a failing on the sex education programs and wherever they're from, because that's insane to me that they just don't understand.
Insane.
All right, moving on to the next one here, cross posted by Writing Giraffe.
Ooh.
And the title for this one is, "Am I the asshole for destroying 3 lawn chairs because mine was being used?"
Damn, were they perfectly good lawn chairs? You could have donated it.
Just smashing them until
Were
people
you-
gave them
You fucking Sheldon, like you have a specific seat that you want and no one else can use it?
Oh yeah, Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, well, you better.
What a callback. You like channeling your inner Sean of calling in
That's
pop
true.
culture.
I need to channel my guy here, okay?
I like it. So what are you saying? Asshole? Not the asshole?
I'm gonna say asshole for this one. With that sudden outburst, there's gotta be something like, are you okay, my guy? Is what I'm trying to ask.
Get therapy.
Exactly.
All right. We are all out at my parents' lake for the long weekend. Altogether, there are 29 people out here, either in the house, camper, trailer, and tents. I am a very big guy, and I'm well aware of this fact. Therefore, I have purchased myself a heavy-duty folding lawn chair that can hold up to 500 pounds. I don't need that much, but I like knowing that I'm not going to wreck it every time I sit. It has also built-in footrests and drink holders. Ooh, that's
Fancy.
a high-end chair. I came out for breakfast this morning and my chair is gone. I look over and see that my brother has his kids sitting in it. 2 of them can sit side by side, no problem. I told the kids that I need my chair and they started to get off. My brother came over and told me not to order his kids around. I said I wasn't doing that, I was just asking for my property back. He said that there were plenty of other chairs and to just use one of his. I said it was a bad idea, and he stated that I'm not that fat. And honestly, I'm not. I'm just big. So, I sat in one of his plastic chairs. Even though I sat gently, I immediately snapped one of the legs. I sat in another and snapped 2 legs and hit the ground. I got up and sat in one of his folding chairs. It collapsed slowly and we couldn't close it up afterwards. It was bent to hell. I started walking towards another one of his chairs and he started screaming that I had made my point and he almost tipped his kids out of the chair. He is pissed at me because he's going to have to drive into town and get some more chairs. He tried to say that I should pay for them, but my mom said that she heard him tell me to use his chairs. I feel bad and could have stopped after the first chair or waited to eat until after his kids were done, but he was being such a dick about it. So am I the asshole?
I take it back. This is malicious compliance at its finest, and I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. He said, get your ass out of my seat. She's like, you know what? No, don't order my kids around. I'm like, okay, I'll sit and break in all your chairs. So
I'll do exactly what you said.
What you said. And I got to say, I love it. I love the pettiness of it.
Yeah. It's crazy because you weren't even being rude. You were just like, hey, like I need my chair. And the kids were like easily, like readily getting up to let you have the chair back. They had no issues with it because they could fit in any of the other chairs fine. Yeah. So it was weird for your brother to get
pissy about it.
Yeah. Overly pissy and defensive over his kids. It's like, like, chill out, dude.
Yeah.
It's all good. Everyone's just communicating and everything was fine until you stepped in.
Yeah.
And then, I love just being like, all right, I'm going to sit in these chairs. And then you just kept sitting in them, which is fucking hilarious.
I love it. And I also appreciate like the preparedness of OP, knowing that, hey, he's a big dude. You know, he didn't necessarily say like he was, like bad or anything. He was just saying like, yeah, I'm a bigger dude and I want a chair that's a little bit more comfortable and it's fitting for me. and it's gonna be an event where everyone's gonna be there. Everyone's gonna have their chairs. Like I'm gonna bring my own shit to be comfortable. So he was prepared and ready, and he did like what you said, Josh. He asked very nicely and said, like, "Hey, you guys get off." The kids were like, "All right, cool." It was all the brother's fault. It's like, why are you getting mad about shit? And I love how the mom was like, "Well, you did ask him, so don't get mad at him." So
I mean, applause to the mom.
Yeah,
for
it's like I
standing
heard
for the right side. And not that it matters, but OP says he's like 6'7" or 6'6" in the actual comments. So he's tall.
Yeah.
Not that it would matter if he was, on the larger side.
Like
the other
proportional to like what his fucking height is. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? So like,
yeah. So Reddit deemed not the asshole. Wicked Pirateer said, "Not the asshole, dude, and kudos to you for making your point so beautifully. People saying otherwise would be justified if you hadn't stopped after your brother yelled at you to stop. If it had been me, I would have just said, you don't order me around, and continued to sit and break the rest of his chairs just to prove my point."
See, that would have been me.
That's because I'm the asshole.
That would have been me, except I'm not 6'7", so I'll probably have to stomp a bunch of times. Kitty chairs, maybe I can destroy it.
You can break some kitty chairs.
I can break some kitty chairs, but my width probably won't fit.
And then Radis said, "Not the asshole. I can't get over your brother watching you break 3 chairs like a slow-mo grizzly before finally telling you to stop. And it's important for the kids to learn that some things aren't for them, or they need to give them to people who need them more. He didn't want a parent, and now he needs to get more chairs." Which, yeah, I think that might have also been a part of it where he's just like, yeah, I don't want to parent my kids.
It seemed like the kids parented themselves. They knew what the fuck to do.
Yeah, they were fine with it. I truly don't understand why he was so making such a fuss about it. Crazy. All right, moving on to the next story, posted by Spiritual Throwaway.
Ooh.
And this one is, you'll like this one, John, I think.
Okay.
Title is, "Am I the asshole for calling out my husband for not being a good Christian?"
What did Josh say in one of our episodes? I don't believe in God.
Your Honor, I don't believe in God. Yeah. We famously did a cult podcast.
True that.
Yeah. So you're saying not the asshole?
Not the asshole, baby. Let's go.
I assumed. All right. So I, 27 female, have been married to my husband, 34 male, for 5 years. So technically illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Technically. My husband is a devout follower of his religion and has been since he was raised in it. I respect his beliefs, even though I don't share them and have no intention of converting.
That's gotta be difficult, right? Like, I don't know. To me, if there's two varying, especially religion, that's such a heavy thing to possibly not
It
agree
depends
in.
on the people. Like Sienna's religious. She's
Is
like
she?
Sean.
Okay.
Like Sean, right? Yeah, her family Catholic. I hope I'm not outing her. I don't know if that's a thing she doesn't want people to know, but and like we've never had issues because she's,
Oh, that's good.
she doesn't live by the book. You know what I mean? She's just a good person and happened to grow up in a Catholic household, which is fine. Like, I mean, I'm like, it's the same with Sean. We're friends with Sean. We're good friends with Sean. And he's never tried to push his beliefs. So I would like to, I just say, and like, it depends on the people. There are people that push their religion, and
it just seemed like in this context, it seemed like he's a by the book type of person.
Oh, yeah, this is a whole different story. So I was raised in the Christian faith. However, I left when I was an adult due to sexual abuse in my church, which nobody believed occurred because the one who did it was the pastor.
Jesus, here we go.
How many stories have
Too
we heard
much.
of that? Recently, my husband has been pressuring me to convert to his religion. See, that's where it's like, yeah. He says that it would bring us closer together and create a more harmonious household. I understand where he's coming from, but I firmly believe that faith is a personal journey, and I shouldn't be forced into something I don't believe in. To add to the issue, my husband, despite his religious teachings, doesn't always practice what he preaches.
Here we go.
He expects me to adhere to traditional gender roles, yet he often neglects his own responsibilities at home. He's quick to judge others for their actions, even though his faith teaches non-judgment and kindness.
Mm-hmm.
He makes comments about gay people that I have discussed with him as a major issue. This hypocrisy has been bothering me for a while. Yeah. It's insane. The, love thy neighbor.
It doesn't apply to
only so far.
Yeah.
For some people.
And this is what probably turned me off, like, against like religion. For a long time, I thought I was like atheist. I'm like, oh, maybe I didn't believe in God. But now I think about it, I'm a little bit more agnostic. Now I think about it.
Okay.
I believe there's some sort of higher power. I believe there's some sort of like, divine intervention. There's things that we don't understand that exist out there. What I don't agree on is how it's practiced, like how religion is. And I'll say this all the time. Religion is a business. It's a corporation. It's at this point, it's like
tax-free corporation.
It's tax-free corporation. Tax the fucking church, people.
All of them.
And it's just, it's all interpretation, right? Like, who knows that this is actually what this said, what the teaching was? That was my problem with it, and how things are implemented now in today's world. I don't want to talk because I can get political about this.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many things that like it infringes on a lot of other people's like way of living, and if it's not the Christian way, quote unquote, it's like the wrong way. There's other beliefs out there, people. So like what Josh was making point a while ago about like how Sienna is just like a great person. I just wish that's it for everybody. And Sean's the same way. Like he's a devout Christian, devout religious person, but he doesn't impose it on anyone. He practices what he preaches. He might not understand a few things, and I'm the same way. I don't understand a lot of things in terms of like other people's choices or like other people's like beliefs, but I'll respect it. I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna respect you as long as you respect me, and I think that's just how the world should be.
100%. Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I'm like, believe whatever you want to believe as long as it's not harming people.
Yes.
That's basically where it should be. You know what I mean?
Of course.
I mean, we do have lots of people practicing faith in our community, and they're respectful about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's when it starts infringing on other people's, humanity and freedoms and stuff like that. That's when I'm like,
okay, well, calm down now.
Yeah, you can shut the fuck up, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. So last night during another discussion about my potential conversion, I finally snapped. I told him that if he wants me to consider converting, he needs to set a better example of actually living according to his religion's values. I pointed out that he should start by fulfilling his own responsibilities, that he should start making more money than me and actually lead in the decision making. I'm a nurse, and he's currently unemployed after he was let go from his job in the office.
God damn!
That he should be less judgmental of others because, according to his faith, only God can judge them.
He probably has that tattooed on him, by the way.
Probably. I also said that he should show more of the virtues Jesus asked of Christians, that he should clothe the naked, feed the hungry, visit the prisoners, aid the orphan and the widow, etc. I assume that's a quote, but I actually don't know that. But
Sean can fact check us in the future.
I also made it clear that while I respect his beliefs, I have no intention of converting unless I genuinely believe in it, which I currently don't because of the hypocritical behavior of his faith.
Golly.
My husband was furious. He accused me of being disrespectful and undermining his faith. He said that I was attacking him personally and that I don't understand the pressure he's under to have a unified religious household. He left for church this morning at 7 for Bible study, and I've already gotten a phone call from the pastor saying I'm an ungodly woman who tricked a good man into marrying him, and I should repent. I've also gotten a tirade of texts and emails from members of his church saying I was disrespectful and being a bad wife, and I'm starting to wonder if I was too harsh, that maybe I shouldn't have said anything at all. Am I the asshole?
Definitely not. And I will say run. I know I kind of jumped the gun a little bit earlier and said like, no, sometimes like religion is one of those things where it's like a big incompatibility in a marriage. And like what Josh pointed out earlier, I do believe there are scenarios where that won't be a factor, right? Like that won't be a problem at all. Your husband seems to be like in a more extremist side of it, to the point that like he surrounded himself with a community of people that doesn't have that open mind. And that is a dangerous thing, because like-minded people, you keep, them believing like certain things and just like the community feeding into that becomes like a group thinking, like a group ideology.
mentality.
A cult even. Bringing it back. Let's start a cult. Stream it on whatever podcast you can. Yeah, it can even. It's even that situation, right? And it sucks because like it's one thing that I also make fun about like hyper religious people, and this could be like any faith in general, right? That anytime like you use what their teaching is to them and say like, hey, you're saying this, you're judging people doing this, like you're using this as a point to like enforce rules and all that, but you're not really following it to the T. You're only picking and choosing, aspects of it and not really encompassing the whole thing. That's when it gets to dangerous territory. And
yeah,
you are a person that you probably didn't have belief, but you probably took the time to look and research that part where it says like, well, your teaching says that you have to do this, X, that. You probably took the time to research that, or just like over the years of being
probably
around,
hearing it from
or
him.
hearing in person. So you just use that for him or against him.
Yeah.
And the fact that you say that and all of a sudden like he gets hypersensitive about it. Well, yeah, if he wants to have a uniform religious household, he has to abide for those rules for those things to work out, but he's not. So why are you being an ungodly woman in this scenario? Like all you are doing is being a supportive wife and say like, okay, I'll fall in line, but you got to do your part. But he ain't doing shit. All he's doing is crying and bitching in his pastor and the rest of his damn conglomeration, whatever you call those people, Congress, whatever. Or congregation. Congregation. That's what it is. Damn congregation.
Slip. Wait, no, not Freudian slip. I can't think of the word. Continue.
Anyways, I'm gonna start preaching over here. You gotta testify, my brother. All right. Put your right hand in the sky. Or this is my left hand.
That was your left
right hand in the sky. Okay, I got nothing. But
yeah,
hey,
no, I didn't know how long you were gonna go with that.
Yeah, but you're not an asshole, OP. I think what Josh said earlier, you got to run. There's a huge incompatibility here. I think your husband is too far gone to where he's at, and that's his mind is made up. His mind is made up that he's gonna convert you one way or the other, and that's where it can get very, very dangerous because he has a community backing that up. Find your own community and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, because I mean, it sounds like very fundamental things that you guys are not matching on. Whereas he wants this traditional housewife type beat. And you are a nurse, the only one working in the relationship. So it's insane for him to want that, first of all. But it's also something it doesn't sound like you want.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I don't think it's going to work. It feels like and I'm not saying this about every religion, just this like specific guy. It sounds like it's a cult who's like, it's a very, you've disrespected us, you have to repent type thing.
That's just wild. Repent is such a crazy thing to do.
Crazy for him to go to his pastor and just vent that to him. You know what I mean? Like in a Bible study. Fucked up. So yeah, cut him off. Find someone that more aligns with your beliefs and is a better person. Because yeah, like the comments about like gay people.
That's wild.
And judging other people. It's so fucked up. So yeah, I'd say run because that's crazy. And Reddit team, not the asshole. Harvey Snake said, don't have kids with this guy. This guy is full of shit, and typical conservative behavior is weaponizing his religion. Ain't no hate quite like Christian love. Do yourself a favor and divorce him, not the asshole. Yeah, I do love this saying, ain't no hate like Christian love.
I've met some like cool ass Christians in the past.
Oh, for like Sean, we say this every time.
All the time.
Like
they exist.
Like Sean is one of the nicest people I know in my life, and is one of the most open-minded people I know. And so they exist. This guy is not one of them. And
Definitely
the people that
not.
weaponize religion are not those people.
Oh yes. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I can get more disrespectful about this, but like, I'm not gonna go with it. You know what?
We'll move on.
We'll move on. I'm not a fan of religion whatsoever.
Yeah. All right, so this one is cross-posted by Do Midscore Bandicoot Midscore 7512, and this one is titled, Am I the asshole for telling my wife she embarrassed me by bringing a meal to my work?
Damn, what's up with that, bro? Like, your wife brought you a meal at your work?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Is this guy racist? He probably.
Oh.
Is your wife? Are you a passport, bro? Where you had like like a wife who comes from another culture, brings you like an ethnic food in your standards, and people at your work are like, "Yo, what the fuck is that? Why smell like that?" I have a feeling this is going that way, so I'm gonna go asshole.
Okay. Okay. I like the assumption.
Okay, I'm
we'll
wrong,
hop
but
into
let's,
it
let's,
and
let's go.
see if you're correct. So, I, 33 male, recently got hired at a large company in the South where me and my wife moved months ago. My wife was excited for my new job and talked about preparing a surprise for me, which got me excited, but I didn't know what it was until she showed up at my workplace 2 days ago with a meal she said she prepared specifically for me since it's my favorite. Apparently, this was her surprise. I was a little upset that she brought it to my workplace. My coworkers, who are vicious and brutally honest and sarcastic, got involved and kept teasing me about the meal. One of them, Austin, joked about how, quote, "Mommy is so supportive by bringing food to my workplace." I felt like shit as he and the other coworkers kept laughing at me. Crazy.
Do you work at some sort of like all fucking male place where
Probably.
ain't got no attention from anybody and never got love from their loved ones type of scenarios? Like, what's wrong with that?
I went to work the next day and Austin kept making jokes about me, saying shit like, quote, "Is mommy going to bring lunch today as well?" And "When is mommy going to come change your diaper?" And some other shit. One of them, who's someone I don't know very well, said, quote, "Oh, you guys, I could still smell the meal OP's mom brought yesterday. She's such a great cook, bless her heart," end quote. And the goddamn giggles kept on. I felt so awful. I went home and just blew up at my wife, telling her she flat out embarrassed me, flat out fucking embarrassed me, and just torpedoed any goddamn prestige and respect I had among my coworkers.
Oh, fuck that. You don't go off on your wife, you go off on your coworkers.
Yeah, wrong place to yell at. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Talk to HR or fucking tell them off.
Or
What are
punch
you
Austin
doing?
in the face. What the hell?
Well, then you might have to deal with HR. If you just go to HR and report them, then
Violence first, people. Please.
violence.
I'm not tied to corporate anymore, so I can be unhinged with my advices now.
Oh God.
What are you gonna do? Fire me? I'm done.
he's unleashed now.
I'm unleashed. Crazy eyes and everything.
I told her what Austin and others have been doing and asked if she was happy for giving him ammo to come at me like that. She argued that she was just trying to do something nice for me and didn't care about what other people might say, but I was a selfish jerk who only cared about what others think rather than how she felt by my constant berating over a meal she put effort, money, and time into making and bringing it to me. Holy fuck, his sentences are long. The argument escalated after I suggested that she could have waited till I got home to surprise me with this goddamn meal instead of showing up while I was working, which made me seem unprofessional. She said she came during lunch break, but I was still working during lunch break. She said at this point, I clearly find it easier to blame her than to stand up for myself against those childish bullies. Nailed it.
Yup.
I said I didn't appreciate what she said, but she replied that I should be grateful she cared enough to bring me a home-cooked meal and thanked me for showing her it's not worth wasting any more time cooking a meal for me.
Yup.
I told her to stop blaming me for something she caused. What the fuck?
First of all, you're a bitch.
Holy shit, dude. And asked her to admit that maybe she should have consulted me before bringing the meal so I could avoid being the goddamn butt of every joke my coworkers told. I don't even know how long this is going to last. She told me to man up and either report them or quit. I was floored by what she said. I had to walk out because I couldn't take any more of this and felt like she wasn't listening to how her behavior caused me an issue at work. And then he adds an edit. Edit. To say this, that I in no way appreciate my wife's effort, but the only problem I have is that she didn't tell me beforehand about whether or not it was okay to bring the meal over to my workplace. I really prefer that she waited till I got home, or we could have gone out to eat later. I agree that the main problem I have is my coworkers, but I lashed out because I felt overwhelmed with their hurtful remarks that offended my wife as well. So am I the asshole?
Unequivocally, yes.
Oh
Dude,
my
first
God,
of all,
dude.
if y'all never had like marriage problems, you now do. You just played your cards. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
I have no doubt he had marriage problems before
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Because there's no way someone this unhinged and so ready to blame his wife for his own issues doesn't have issues within his marriage.
You blew up at your wife for her from bringing you food that she labored for. I'll tell you this. All right. How many? Okay. So when I was still like in the Air Force, when I was stationed there, like Juliet would always like drop me off food like during my lunch breaks. And my and this is funny because this is how I got fat, because I'm like, man, she always be feeding me good. She brought like a picnic basket of food, like she made from home. And then my coworkers would like huddle around my desk, like, oh, is that for everybody? I'm like, bitch, what? I ain't sharing with you. It's all for me. And it's like plates and plates and plates of like delicious food. I'm like, yo, I fucking eat a lot. So, and then this goes on
awesome.
To like other times, even when she's just packing me food, like to go lunch or, for lunch. My coworkers would always be sitting down, and like she'd always make like cute little characters and like she'll shape like rice a certain way. She put like hearts and everything. Like some of my containers are like, goofy and funny looking, but it's okay. She leaves notes there sometimes. I am not embarrassed when I pull that shit out. You know what? When I say like, people are just like, oh, that's cute. I'm like, you goddamn right it's cute. My wife fucking made this shit, bro. And it's goddamn delicious. Smell it. It smells good. You want to try it? Now I'm a little nicer and I share with people now. But I'm so proud showing that off. I'm like, she busted her ass to make me this. She thought of me. She took time out of her day to make sure I'm good, to make sure I'm satisfied. And I'm going to show it off. Like, y'all see it in the episode. Sometimes she just be bringing me food. And I'm always the first one to be like, look what Juliet made me. I'm proud because, that's a labor of love that she gave me. And I don't understand you, OP. Your problem is with your coworkers. Obviously, your coworkers, you're a bunch of like little fucking insecure boys who are like never had like a woman's attention or like, anyone's love for that matter, because they're saying like, oh, mommy made you this. Bitch, because your mommy probably never loved you, Austin. Mommy probably never made you home cooked meals, Austin, you little bitch.
Fuck you, Austin.
Fuck you, Austin. Bro, if your wife leaves you, I don't blame her one bit, because you do not
I don't either.
appreciate the shit she does. She did something selfless. She did something thoughtful for your bitch ass. And you're gonna yell at her? Bitch, let me get the food. I'll eat that. I'll fucking say thank you. You fucking dumb, bro.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know if there's much more I could say. I can add this. I have been in those workplaces like when I was 19, when there's guys that like any like sort of affection you get from your girlfriend at the time or whatever it happens to be, you get razzed a little bit. But then you just tell them to shut the fuck up, and they usually do.
And I was in like a quote unquote manly ass occupation. I was in a goddamn uniform, and if they make fun of me, I'm like, bitch, what? Come on, let's go. You gonna make fun of me? Let's step outside. Like it's just one of those like this situation. So I'm like, what do you call me out? I'm gonna eat this shit. I'm gonna eat this food. I'm gonna make you march and do push-ups. Come on.
Yeah. So for me, it's like you have such low self-esteem and self worth that you can't even stand up for your wife is fucking insane. And yeah, I don't blame her one bit if she never ever makes you a meal again. Or if there are other issues in this, leaving your ass, because she deserves better than that. Like John said, it's a labor of love making meals for your partner. And if they don't appreciate that, fuck them.
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
Oh, that shit got me heated, bro. I'm just like, man, the way you don't appreciate your like partners doing the fucking hard work for you. Ooh, that makes me so mad.
Pisses me off. Yeah. Reddit teamed asshole. Hulk Emo said, yeah, hey OP, can I ask your wife out on a date since you hate her so much? She sounds awesome.
Right?
And then APX 919 says, you're the asshole for siding with coworkers over your wife who you married, live with, and presumably love. Mm-hmm. Those coworkers are immature and cannot for the life of me fathom why their opinions of you matter so much more than your spouse. And yeah,
fuck you, Austin.
You care so much about these small-minded men. It's crazy.
You little bitch, Austin.
Yeah. You're not in high school. Bullying is not, it should not work on you.
I want cute fucking meals. That's what I like. All right.
You get cute meals all the
Get
time.
cute meals all the time, and I'll be showing that shit off all the time.
Hell yeah. All right. So moving on to the next story here. Cross posted again by writing giraffe. That's
Ooh.
twice this episode.
And once with mine. I was gonna use another one of their stories, so I think they're goated at this point.
Get the goat. All right. Title for this one is, Am I the asshole for wanting my husband to hold my hand during birth?
No. If it ever gets to that point and Juliet was like, hey, I'm gonna punch you while I'm giving birth, I'm like, I guess I'm getting punched.
Just doing crunches beforehand. So
yeah, just do whatever you need. I'm so sorry.
Flex the abs.
The belly fat's gonna absorb everything. Just do it.
Yeah. All right, let's hop into it. So I, 35 female, am 7 months pregnant. I am married to a family medical doctor, 35 male, and we've been together for 10 years. Throwaway Reddit account because my sister-in-law follows me on Reddit and reports everything to my husband. Sounds like a red flag.
Yeah, that sounds like a crazy ass family you got going on there.
Yeah. I am reaching out to you all to ask for your advice on a fight my husband and I are having on our birth plan. My husband really wants to deliver the baby, which I can kind of understand. It's not uncommon for doctors to deliver their own kids. So he's talking about like actually
giving birth.
Deliver the baby.
Yeah.
There is still an OBGYN there monitoring everything, and the doctor father steps in the last minute as the mom is crowning just to catch the baby. My husband has, I guess, always dreamed of being the one to pull the baby out, while I pictured it very differently. I thought he would be up by my head, holding my hand and helping me through it. He says that he will do that, but the easiest part is at the very end, where I won't need him anymore. He said if I really wanted someone there, his mom could step in. I've been on my own since I was a kid living in my car, so I don't really have anyone I'd want in there with me except him. I don't even really want his mom in there. She is great, but he is my person. I know it would be cool for him to deliver our baby, but I really feel like I need him there. I personally didn't want our doctor to know. Oh, hi, Ringo.
Hi, baby.
She loves walking in front of my screen.
It's warm. I don't blame her.
Yeah. Hey, what are you doing? There she goes. I personally didn't want our doctors to know he was a doctor, because as soon as any of my doctors or even our vets find out he is a doctor, they talk exclusively to him. I don't even want him to go to the prenatal appointments anymore because no one talks to me. They all talk to him, and I can't even ask my questions to anyone but my husband at home, which is so fucked up.
Yeah, that's wild.
But he's already told everyone he'll be delivering his first baby. I guess I don't want this because I wanted him to be there as a husband and a father and not a doctor. I see him as a doctor 95% of the time, and I wanted to experience this with my husband and not my husband, the doctor. I wanted him to be there for me as this is my first birth and I am terrified. He just keeps telling me that I'll be fine. He pulled his friends and family who don't understand my POV. They said this is his first child too, and to just let him have this since I had the honor of being pregnant. Which is a wild statement.
He gets to do the easy work. That's why.
Yeah. I'm sure there's many women out there who'd be like, no, if I had the choice, I'd make my husband be pregnant. I just really wanted him to hold my hand all the way through and to be able to share this experience as parents and people instead of as a medical professional. I was hoping we could see the baby at the same time and just be equals in this. Am I being selfish for wanting this to be my way?
Absolutely not. And
No.
I understand that is one of his dreams, to be able to birth their own kid. But this is me speaking from my perspective. My wife is going to be the one pushing that baby out. She's the one that had to do 9 months of carrying that kid. She's going to be the one that's going to be nursing that kid for next how many months, or I don't know how long that goes. And she's going to be the one that has the scars and all the traumatic experiences going through a childbirth. If all
Mental trauma.
On the trauma and the possible, if there's some sort of like postpartum depression associated with it, that's another thing too. She's not asking for anything egregious, so
No.
she's asking for her hand to be held because it is her first time too. And granted, yes, that is one of the dreams a doctor had for the longest time. But to me, it sounds like it's a cry for help from the wife, because this whole time in the relationship, just because he's also a doctor, chances are he's gone like what 16, 17 hours of the day. So
Yeah.
the one time that he gets to be with her as a husband, as opposed to like a doctor, that was probably the rare occasions where he's like, okay, I just want you to be present and not be a title. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Mhm.
I think she's not being selfish at all. I think she just wants to have an experience as a first time parent together as husband and wife, as opposed to like wife and doctor. Um, so not egregious at all. If there was a compromise to be had, if they want to have multiple kids down the line, say like, hey, for our first one, could we do this like our way, and then the second time around where I'm a little bit more experienced, or like, you know, we've had this experience together, like we can do that a second time around. That's a compromise that I can think of like at the top of my head as of right now. But as of this specific situation, whatever she's asking is not selfish at all.
Yeah, and I gotta add to that. That's a great compromise, by the way. If OP is comfortable with that, and they do end up having a second child, then yeah, absolutely, something they can revisit. But for this, it's like, yeah, she's terrified.
Yep.
This is her first child. She's probably even more uncomfortable because none of her medical professionals are fucking talking to her.
Yep.
Directly anyway. And so there's probably a good reason why she's uncomfortable. And yeah, it's concerning for me that he can't put aside his profession to be a father and a partner in that moment, and understand that his wife wants this for them as a relationship. Like it wants to experience it together. He's just thinking of his own personal goal and like
ambition.
A thing he can, a thing he can check off his checkbox. I did this thing. So yeah, for me, not the asshole OP. This is an absolutely normal ask, I think.
Oh yeah.
As someone, if I ever become a father, and if I was a medical professional, this is not something I would ever consider, because I would want to be there for my partner. And why would I want to work more? You know what I mean? Like,
and even if like the situation's reversed, right? Like, this whole time let's say they agreed and they said like, okay, yeah, I'll be holding your hand the whole time. If it ever a situation where like they're in that delivery room and the wife goes like, I want you to get the fuck away from me right now, I'd be like, you got it. Anything you want at this point.
I'm out.
Like, okay.
Yeah. Because they're the ones going through
exactly.
It. And like you're there as well to support.
Yep.
That's what you are there as a partner. As the least you can do for your wife who's gone through 9 months of pregnancy, and yeah, as we said, how many more months, years of trauma afterwards that some people go through. So yeah, definitely crazy of him to fight her on this. And actually, shout out to Writing Giraffe, who screenshotted some comments from OP. I'm only going to read the one because I think it's, it answers a couple questions, gives us a little bit more information. And then there was one that was an unhinged comment that OP responded to. But Jumble says, who are these people that he pulled? And why does everyone defer to your husband this way? Your request is totally reasonable, and your husband's lack of understanding is pretty glaring, not the asshole. Which OP responds, his mom, sister, and our really close friends that I guess are technically more his friends than mine. I haven't brought it up to my friends because I'm just not as comfortable having our friends weigh in on our relationship than he is. I think his mom just likes his plan because it pulls her into the room, which I attempted to veto early on. I do love her so much, but I want this to be our experience. So it's very clear that OP's husband just pulled people that, would back him in this argument, / have some sort of, stake in the game where the mom's like, yeah, I want to be in there. And
yeah,
it's like,
and it's also,
even though OP vetoed it.
Yeah, and it's also alarming, like from the very beginning when he was like, my sister-in-law follows me and reports everything I post to my husband. That's
crazy.
I don't know. I'm getting an
concerning.
I'm getting an icky feeling about this.
Yeah, me too. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, that's also weird. It sounds like he's manipulating the situation to, prove his point. And, I know more because I'm a doctor. Like, it's like, all right, motherfucker, you clearly don't know anything about relationships.
We've heard some icky like doctor stories from this, like the placebo guy with the fucking birth control last time around.
True. Yeah. Honestly.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Last story of the day. Unless you're a patron or YouTube member, we got 2 more stories for you there. This one's posted by Acceptable Midscore Split, Midscore 428. And the title is, Am I the asshole for serving my wife less food than me and our guests?
I gotta say, asshole. Come on.
Okay.
Equal distribution for food.
Of food, yeah. Sienna would be pissed if I served her less.
Shit. The trick is, this is how I do it with Julia. I always serve her too, knowing that like she doesn't finish it. So then when she doesn't finish it, I'm gonna get leftovers. I'm gonna get leftovers anyway. So it's a win-win.
That's smart.
Yeah.
All right. So my wife, 25 female, and I, 29 male, have been married for a year, but together for 4. Also illegal. Tisk, tisk. Ever since I met her, she has had a weird habit surrounding food. I noticed it on our very first date. Instead of eating equally everything on her plate, she eats the sides first, then the main, and then drinks her drink.
That's me.
That's you?
I eat that way. I eat one at a time.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I eventually asked her why she does this, and she said she doesn't know, but she can't stomach eating a bite here or there, or a bit of different things. She doesn't like when different things get in her stomach at the same time. I gotta say, I mean, it all goes to the same spot.
It goes to the same spot, but I don't know. I don't like mixing
I get it.
shit.
Yeah, for sure. Because of this, she often gets full before she even eats half of the meal of the main meal.
Okay, I don't have that problem. I eat the whole thing.
And then she gets hungry later on or upset because she couldn't taste the main food. Sometimes she wants to drink with everyone else, but she simply can't let herself. So now every time we make dinner, I serve her a lot less than what she thinks she will eat. This way, she eats all the sides, then gets to the main and actually can eat it, try it, and enjoy a drink. If she still isn't hungry, she has no problems by doing the same thing twice. It's just a quirk she has. It doesn't bother me. This past weekend, we hosted a dinner to her for her sister husband, and mutual couple friend. I saw her sister eyeballing her plate as I gave it to her, but I assumed she knew the food thing, and maybe that's why. Well, after dinner, of course, which my wife ate her first plate of food, her drink, and then a bit more of a second plate. Her sister approached me as I was doing dishes. She asked me why I was limiting my wife's food. I kind of laughed because I was surprised by this and said I'm not, and then I explained what I explained earlier. Her sister told me that this was unacceptable and that my wife was allowed to eat how and what she wanted. I explained that I absolutely agree. This was just something really small that helps her. But her sister was pissed and even took it as far as to telling the other couples.
Wait, question. I don't know if I miss it. Does the wife know that the husband's doing that or not?
So there's a comment. I'll get to it right after this. Yeah. I cleared it up with the couple who said they didn't care, nor they believed I starved my own wife. And then there's a commenter, Lacko underscore Karen says, is your wife okay with this? If she is, who gives a shit what the third party thinks? And OP says, yes, she's totally fine with it. She actually likes it.
No.
So am I the asshole?
Oh, with that context, no.
Yeah, because it is like, it's one of those things where it's like, it could be.
Yes. If it's like done without maliciously without them knowing.
Yeah.
That could be the case because it's one of those control things, right? And it's one and different people.
It's actually it's very similar to Juliet sneaking vegetables into your food.
Yeah, I get.
Yeah, like you were okay with it when I was like, just don't tell me. Yeah, exactly. And so I think it's very similar where it's like they're doing it with your best interest at heart. Mind. Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And there's like, that's why sometimes like another thing that she kind of like did around the house too is like, get plates or I don't know if you know what a bento box is like for like
oh yeah.
So kind of like plates like that. So things are separated. So they're not like touching. Cause I don't like when my food's touch sometimes. So that was like a workaround but she was like, hey, I'm going to do it this way. Just so like, feel comfortable a little bit more eating. I was like, oh yeah, that's very thoughtful of you. I appreciate that. And it seems like that was my question initially. Like, what is this husband like doing this in a way where it's like, okay, like I'm controlling your portions, controlling what you eat. But the language that he's been using, it's like, well, I'm not restricting you anything. It's just this is what I noticed. Maybe we can try to help you out. So I want you to eat everything. I want you to try everything.
Yeah.
And the fact that the wife knew and was like cool with it. Initially, I was gonna be like, I don't know. But with the added context, then it kind of reaffirmed my case, like not the asshole.
I think even like before the context, I was fine with it because he very clearly was like, oh yeah, she took a second plate. I had no issue with that. So it's not like he's trying to restrict her from eating however much she wants to eat. And so that's where I was like, okay, this is just a nice gesture he's doing for his wife. That again, she knows about, is fine with. So, but even before that context, I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is fine. It's something he's doing that's,
I was kind of flipping out. I was like, I thought that story was going to end soon. I was like, wait, did I miss something? That did I not know if he was doing this shit on purpose or not?
No, yeah. Well, she knew about it, so it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, Reddit agreed, not the asshole. And I read the comment that I was going to read. So
Whew, I was like, at least I'm asking the right questions. I'm telling y'all, when it's this time of the day, my Mets still work and I'm paying attention. We're laughing about this like behind the scenes. Josh sent a picture of Sean so disinterested in one of the stories. Yeah. And we were saying like, dude, like I want to say 90% of the time I zone out throughout the fucking story.
Yeah, if someone's reading and you look at any of us, sometimes we're all just kind of zoned out listening. Because I mean, what else are we supposed to do? We're not in the same room or anything.
Me, my brain goes different places. So like, this time is perfect.
Sometimes I'm thinking like, what comments do I read later on or whatever it happens to be? But I understand. But that is it for this episode, Wikimaniacs. What did you think? Were these people assholes? Let us know down in the comments on YouTube, Discord, or our subreddit. Don't forget to subscribe, like, wherever you listen to podcasts. Helps the show out. And, you know, maybe one day
the three of us
Sean get to be full-time.
Yes. Hopefully.
Yeah. If you want to hear more, please consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/cultivate podcast network. Or you can subscribe to our YouTube membership program by hitting the join button on our YouTube channel. Got all those links down in the show notes below for your easy access. John, thank you for coming on today. Let's wish Sean the best.
And everyone in Houston and surrounding areas, please be safe. Yes. We're thinking of you guys.
100%. Thank you, Wikimaniacs, for another amazing episode. We'll see you on Monday. Bye.
Bye.